Hey everyone, welcome back to Play Casket with another episode of Your Turn. And we're gonna be one of those YouTube channels just gonna cling on to some drama. We're gonna follow up with Helena Taylor and the drama that's going on with the Bayonetta voicing.
Pre-order, keep playing, right?
Yeah, keep playing. Actually, that's basically let's start our shit in a nutshell. But let's talk about that a little bit more. So last time we talked about it was basically she called for a boycott, right? And we didn't know too much of the noise or anything beyond what she said, and like something just didn't seem right. Mm-hmm. Right? Is that how we all agree?
Yeah.
That's where we all were last week, right? Well, for the week that has happened after that, shit has hit the fan. So she has not only attacked consumers, she's also, like, Platinum has decided to just pretend that they don't know English for the temporary being. And Jennifer Hale was actually forced to make a statement, a non-direct, non-NDA statement thing that basically suggests that Helena Taylor was being a So for that, basically it tells me a lot. Now, there's some other stuff that came out, right? Mm-hmm. Bloomberg,
yeah,
or somebody that worked
even
at Bloomberg, or something like
Jason
that.
Schreier also came out and reported on it too.
Yeah, so
as much as people kind of want to give him slack, his reporting's been very solid. So I still kind of believe it.
So the way I see it is there's some at least credence to it. That doesn't make it true.
Yeah.
But there's some credence to it, which actually, from what I'm understanding, originally what we talked about is that Helena Taylor was offered something that was penance. Mm-hmm. And she asked for more, and they said no and walked away. Mm-hmm. That was it. Right?
Yeah.
So this new information, supposedly, that they offered some money, and she goes, no, I want 6 figures. And they're like, no, you can do this. How about we do this much, which is 5 figures, plenty 5 figures, total, with like 4K per session. Mm-hmm. So that's like, it was about 5 sessions or so. Mm-hmm. So she can reprise her role, right? And apparently that wasn't enough because she wanted 6 figures in residuals, like significant residuals.
Yeah.
And like, they're like, we can't give you 6 figures. That's nuts. First of all, Bayonetta doesn't sell that well.
Yeah.
Bayonetta sells well, but no action game, not even Devil May Cry, sells that well.
Yeah.
Okay? No. None at all.
Was she expecting COD numbers? Like, that's
basically,
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, So that tells me, like, that information tells me there was negotiations.
Yeah.
Where the original story, she was like, there wasn't any.
Yeah.
On top of that, she then turned around and attacked Jennifer Hale, the one that's replacing her as Bayonetta.
Well, if anything, I don't think she did specifically, but I think she probably got caught in the crossfire.
No, well, she called her out directly, saying that she doesn't deserve to be the voice of Bayonetta or sign off.
Did she?
Yeah, or sign off on any like autographs as Bayonetta.
Nah, that's bullshit.
I'm like, if that's the case, like, you're being petty. So why would you have this a grievance?
Yeah.
Against a company, and then you turn around and attack a coworker, basically.
Well, you didn't want the job in the first place, so what are you getting so angry for?
Exactly. That's like getting your ex-boyfriend fired for dating somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna report you to the feds now. I'm like, well, I didn't do anything, and like, doesn't care. You should have never dated somebody new. Like, you broke up that thing. You burned your bridges.
Yeah.
Right. So that tells me that there's the stuff that came out with Schreier.
Yeah.
Tells me there's more truth to it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it is true, but I'm saying that what he's reporting on tells me he's more on the mark than when we originally were told, which just makes this thing way worse.
Yeah. Well, even though too, like, even if they did pay her just pennies, like, I didn't come to Bayonetta to see Helena Taylor voice act.
Well, yeah. On top of it, you want to see Bayonetta.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. Just kind of like Roger Craig Smith or something like that, who voices Sonic.
Yeah.
Like, nobody, like, the reason Charles, or let's go back because I am just all over the place. Many people are upset that they voiced Chris Pratt for the Mario movie.
Yeah.
The problem is Charles Martinet wouldn't fill seats.
Yeah.
He is the Mario voice.
Yeah.
He is the only Mario voice.
Yeah.
He is the Mario voice. Period.
Yeah.
So people who are fans of Mario want that voice, right? That's reasonable. Everybody can understand that, right? But Chris Pratt
brings in the
fills
normies.
seats.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's the same thing with whatever his name is for the voice of Shaggy, the new voice of Shaggy.
Yeah.
Like, he is on point. He still wasn't reprising his role in the Hollywood movie Scoob.
Yeah.
Same thing with everyone else. Like, what is her, Sarah Delisle? That didn't voice Daphne either. It was some other Hollywood stars fill seats. Helena Taylor is not a Hollywood star. You are not going to be just the Bayonetta.
Yeah.
You are replaceable. And into that, Platinum had to make a statement based off of it. And it's spicy when you dig into it.
Yeah.
So basically, in a nutshell, paraphrased, it was saying, thank you, Jennifer Hale, for, doing your work that you're doing. And we thank everyone who has contributed to our work in our past and present and future. And we have many things going on into the future. Basically, not even mentioning Helena Taylor at all. So that just tells me that bitch just burned her bridges.
Yeah.
Like, it is gone. It's donezo.
Well, it goes to show. Yeah, it goes to show that you will be somebody who will be difficult to work with once you.
And as I said that last week, I was like, she done caused so much damage. I'm almost willing to bet that they will purposely write Bayonetta 4 to justify why Helena Taylor's voice Bayonetta doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, they seem like that. Now, let's back up a moment. People are like, yeah, but what about Camilla being so damn childish? For everyone who has ever been a Platinum fan in any way, shape, or form, this is vintage Camilla. Camilla has done this repeatedly. He has done it when Star Fox Zero was announced and he wasn't the producer. He has done it when Star Fox was released and it turned like crap. He's done it when Bayonetta 2 was announced and was announced as an exclusive to Nintendo, and he told you to talk to Nintendo and you guys didn't listen. He has done this before, and he will do it again. I think he's even done it to a lighter degree on Astral Chain, but nobody really knew if Astral Chain was going to be good knowing that. So, yeah.
Well, I mean,
his attitude is not even a thing. Like, it's just anybody who's a Platinum fan, that's just what he does when he gets a lot of flack. He's like, no, I'm just going to block all you English speakers, which is fine. Whatever, you know? But I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh my God, he's throwing a fit. I'm like, he's throwing a Camilla. Like, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of crazy. But something tells me that Astral Chains 2 is going to probably be the next game that they work with Nintendo. Because there's no Bayonetta voice in there. Imagine them doing Astral Chain 2 and Jennifer Hales has to play a voice in that game. Not even like a Bayonetta voice, like literally just another voice.
Yeah.
That's going to sting so much more. Like, how do you not see that this was going to happen?
Yeah.
I mean, hell, just to give some people perspective, her work ethic wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Think about it. Her last job was over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost 10 years ago. Not over. Almost 10 years ago. And the last 3 jobs of those almost 10 years ago were all Bayonetta related.
Yeah.
She had to reprise a role for Bayonetta for the last 3 jobs she even did. And that was back in 2014 for Smash, for Bayonetta 2, and for like Anarchy Reigns or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So something to that point. Like, so she was playing a secret character, but it was still Bayonetta. And that was it.
Yeah. Plus, you can't fault Jennifer Hale for wanting to star in AAA title. Like, you'd be dumb to give up that position Holy shit.
Especially like she has an ability to like really play some really like mean-spirited women. Mm-hmm. You know what type of women I'm talking about. But no, like for real, right? Like it would work. And for her to get that closer to Nintendo, think about it. What if Jennifer Hale starts voicing like other Nintendo characters?
Yeah.
What if she becomes the voice for women Nintendo characters? You know, like what if she becomes the de facto voice for like Pauline?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, or Rosalina one of these days. You know, it could easily happen, and for her that would be huge. And here's the contrast: Jennifer Hale this last year did 10 jobs based on her skill set.
Yeah.
So that just tells me Helena Taylor didn't do jack squat and has other jobs that are more important than her fucking like voice.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is, you know. And what's funny is people are using this as a whole thing of like playing these political things, like her being apparently MAGA. I'm like, first of all, she's
British.
She's not you. No, words. She is not American. So MAGA does not do jack squat for her. And on top of that, unlike a lot of lefties' weird hive mind thing where their opinion changes based on how you vote, even if she was still being a petty little...
Yep.
Okay? She was. Alright? I am half Irish. I can say that. I'm an Irish goblin. That's where my origins are. I can say that. That's just how it works. And that's just... She is. She's being petty.
Yeah.
And... I don't care how you vote or your views. If you're being petty, you're being petty.
Well, the thing is, what does that have to do with her job right now?
Yeah,
and her
exactly. And like that's now the next leverage to attack her with it. I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, she's just being petty. She's being petty.
She didn't want a job, and she's upset about it. What does that have to do with her? With her political stance? Nobody gives a shit.
No one gives a crap. No one gives a single flying crap.
If anything, yeah.
But
it just goes to show she's super hard to work with. So it's like, no, we're not going to deal with you.
Well, think about it. Like, she's hasn't done any work for almost a decade. Mm-hmm. Do you really think people care?
Yeah.
Like, she thinks that she's going to live life off of just being the Bayonetta?
Yeah.
Dude, you're replaceable. Like, get over it. You know?
Yeah.
And on top of being replaceable, that's a good segue. G4 TV. Closed for good. Thank you, Frosk, for showing us that you believe in equality of men and women, that you got them all fired equally. Thank you, Frosk. You have shown that you have absolutely no talent and nobody else can save you.
Well, even then, though, too, like, to be honest, did we even need it? Like, they could have struck the iron when it was hot, but it's like, you're like, I don't know, 10, 15 years too late now?
No, well, the thing was, I think the revival of G4 happened because people wanted that talk show type thing again. Mm-hmm. Like, there's so many people that are like us that are doing talk things with podcasts and stuff, and we do have some other little projects we're kind of experimenting on. We would like to expand a bit more on and all that. But for the most part, they don't have ones that feel like G4 anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, so like if G4 was to come up as a YouTube channel, yeah, people would watch it. People would love to watch it.
The thing about G4 though is that, did you want to watch the entire hour 30 minutes just to see like 5 minutes of that one game you're really, really excited for? That's
so some of it, the thing is that like G4 wasn't just games. Uh-huh. Okay, there was people talking about games. Like, that's why people listen to us. They're for the most part, I don't think a lot of people are actually watching our gameplay that we have on the things. I honestly don't.
Yeah.
I think some do. You know, some people are like, oh, what game is this? And it's probably a unique game, and they kind of pick it up. Or maybe they just like see us be really bad at Bloodborne, and they think that's entertaining. But I haven't seen that many people do that.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a couple people mention that I caught the shiny when we were talking about the Pokemon and stuff. But I don't see many people comment on our gameplay.
Yeah.
Just about what we talk about. Okay. So, for the most part, most people want to hear what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay? So, there is that. There's that desire for that validation of that just feel like you're having that camaraderie again with G4.
Okay.
And I understand that. It's actually, I kind of liked that when it was the old Sessler and Morgan Webb and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it was fun because it was they didn't take it very seriously, but they were still able to kind of air their opinions and stuff. But my favorite stuff was Cinematech. I love Cinematech. In fact, G4, even the revival, ignored Cinematech. So we're probably going to be filling in those voids, and we're going to do some cool stuff. We're gonna do stuff that's very unique to us. So stay tuned with that. We're gonna do stuff with that.
Okay.
Because I've already gotten banned not banned, but ignored on by Sessler and Frost because I decided to gloat in front of them. And it's just G4's gone. The new G4 is gone. Everybody celebrate. We need some sound bites of just a party or something right here. We're just pretend there is one because we're probably not going to put one in, but pretend we don't have the money yet. But pretend it's great. It's glorious. But yeah, G4 gone, kaput. And do you think that there was going to be something else that can kind of fill in those voids?
Us, right?
Us. Yes, we're the ones that are going to fill in the voids. What's up? We're Play Casket. Recognize you.
Send us demos. We'll do your reviews for you.
Hell, give us some cheap videos of your little indie team, and I'll just gloat about it all the time. Hell, you can just give me the cheesiest stuff, and you just give me a $5, and I'll be like, I'm gonna gloat it. I'm like, AAA, we'll buy again. I can't even buy it now. I will still do it.
We will be honest with our reviews.
As long as you pay us.
It's not good. It won't be glowing, but it'll be honest.
Yeah, we'll honestly, if anybody wants us to kind of do a demo test and stuff and kind of give them some feedback and stuff, and they want us to do a video, I'm open to talking about it.
Yeah.
It's not an advertisement, but if you do guys are out there and want me to try it out, I can definitely do that.
Okay.
And you know what? We're just going to fill in that void. We're going to fill in that G4 void because G4 couldn't fill in the G4 void because of Frost. You're welcome. That's good. It feels good to do this.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. Okay, we won't.
If you don't want to listen to us, it's okay. You can put us on mute and continue. I hate watching this. It's all right. It's all right. I approve. So, outside that, what else? What else in this crazy world have we been doing?
Hill and Resident Evil remakes.
Oh yeah.
So Resident Evil, I just see more remakes. So if you're excited about that, have fun. 4 looks okay.
No, 4 doesn't look okay. You want to know why 4 doesn't look okay?
Why?
Because in the beginning of 4, there's a thing that you can save a wolf from a bear trap.
Yeah.
It's dead in the remake.
I think
No.
it's bait. It's bait.
No.
It's bait.
No.
Yes.
No. It's
bait.
censorship. That's
It's
what
bait.
it is. Nope.
It's
It's
bait.
censorship.
Watch,
Censorship.
it's gonna come out, and then people are like, "Oh, I thought the dog was dead," but actually,
Nope.
here's the real dog.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. It's censorship.
Yeah.
It's censorship.
I stand corrected. But I don't know. With those current remakes, I hope you guys like it. Me personally,
No.
I'm not really too fond on them.
Okay, so here the way I see it is, I do believe the original game should coexist with remakes, flat out.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff that just you cannot recreate because there's just certain people that are just in your new remake team that think that this could just be better. And because of that, they change the whole experience about how certain things are played, and it just soils the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. A good example is the new remake does not suggest that there might be a way to use Wiimote controls when they do the remake, because it doesn't seem like it seems like it wants to take itself far more seriously instead of 4 really kind of took itself kind of pseudo campy.
Yeah.
And if it's anything like Village and if it's anything like 7, it's gonna be really serious.
Yeah.
And I cannot still swallow the fact that Resident Evil 7 and 8 are still considered Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I still believe that at one point in time, Capcom was just making unnamed horror game, and they're panicked that it won't sell well for VR. It's Resident Evil, and they just stuck with it.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And they're taking it in a lot more of a serious tone. Now, Resident Evil was serious, but there was a level of campiness to it.
Yeah.
There was, even from the beginning. I thought you were a Jill sandwich. Let's be real. You know, that's... If they remade 1, that joke would not be in it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's stuff that just does not work anymore. You know, it's campy. But the camp is gone.
I don't know. Just give it back to the original Resident Evil team. Because I like...
Probably the original Resident Evil team doesn't even exist anymore.
Probably not.
That's the problem.
It went to the whole reason why as like Lost Planet isn't as good as it used to be, because 1 and 2 was like really cool because it was just kind of like Japan's take on like Western action games, and then that new Lost Planet 3, I guess technically, was written by a Western team, and it just like it kind of misses the mark, I think.
So I will back up on that too. Lost Planet 3, quote unquote 3, was basically, at the time, it was better for Japanese companies to invest in Western graphic design companies to make Hollywood level like experiences, and because Japanese was viewing Lost Planet was kind of like a Western action game, it would make sense to have a Western appeal to it. Yeah, and because of that is what kind of like
it loses its magic.
It lost a bit because the vision changes. Because now the vision changes because you're now asking somebody who fully understands what they're trying to do. Yeah. Which, instead of just looking at why people like 1 and 2 so much, to a point where like maybe we don't need that true vision that we're just trying to replicate. Maybe we've discovered something new. You know? Yeah. It's what's a good example of that? It's like AI art right now, and I want to break into that in like a full like dedicated special one of these days. But in essence, it's laughable. Okay, because as much as you can recreate something really magical looking, it requires an understanding of what exists. Yeah, and because of that, you lose the human aspect of just understanding and discovering something when trying to do something that you were inspired by. There's things that you can be inspired by, and the end result will be so abstract from the inspiration that you wouldn't even guessed it. You just wouldn't. And I think them desiring a Western company that fully understands it is like looking at AI for art. They understand it the way that Japanese did not even understand it. Yeah. And I think that Japan needed to just look at what they discovered trying to understand it and use that instead. Yeah. If that makes sense. I'm trying to get all deep and stuff, but that makes sense to me. Yeah. You know, like...
I mean, TLDR, bring back the original team. I think they...
Well, the problem with real original teams is because I don't think they're all there anymore. Everybody keeps saying that too. That's another problem.
Well, then remaster we never have it again. Right?
Like just port the original shit.
Just let it run, because 1 and 2 doesn't run on PC. I think you need to make a virtual console before you could run it on your PC. So oof. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like just port it. That's fine. I'm fine with the porting. You know, like
I mean, they fixed Fallout 3, so come on, Capcom, do it.
Yeah. Like hell, you know, if they port it and they do remaster of it and stuff, just so it could benefit the HD and stuff, maybe they might understand some of the things that made it kind of appealing, and maybe give it another go. You know, as long as you don't remake it like you're doing everything, Capcom, knock it off. Yeah. Just give us some of the stuff that we wanted before.
But shit, I don't know. I don't even know how good Lost Planet did, because EX Troopers, they want to bury that so hard. Like EX Troopers was it was like the shonen manga esque of Lost Planet. Ew. And I love it. It was cool as shit. I still gotta beat it. I'm stuck on this one part where it's just kind of like I talk to everybody and it won't progress, so I'm not sure what to do next. But maybe there's more videos now. But it's basically Lost Planet and like your students of Nevik, and everybody's asking, hey, everybody wants it because it's a really, really different version of Lost Planet. It's still the Lost Planet universe, but it plays a little differently, and everybody's like, hey, can't you guys just port it? And Capcom's like, no, we don't want to do it. And there's everybody like they were able to reach out to them, and Capcom just did not want to deal with Lost Planet.
It's okay. They don't want to deal with anything with Spyborgs either.
Yeah.
Or Gotcha Force. Why not Gotcha Force though? Gotcha Force would be so hilarious to do now.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Just so campy, just because the whole loot box thing. You know, because you didn't have real life currency in it. You had to use in-game currency exclusively.
Oh, okay.
But it was basically a gotcha machine that unlocked gotcha stuff. And that shit was hilarious. Imagine trying to port that now.
Yeah.
People would lose their collective mind. And even though it would have not mattered anyway.
Yeah.
Like, just port it. Just port it in the jokes. It would just work. But, yeah.
Fuck you, Capcom. Right.
Well, we're not done with Capcom because Capcom USA is kind of getting slammed for their changes that they made to Street Fighter 6 and what it means to have a body type. So, Capcom.
And Silent Hill too. Hold on.
Silent Hill. We're gonna
keep going.
Back up. Okay,
we'll get to Silent Hill.
We're gonna get to Silent Hill. We're gonna go back to remakes. We promise. But Capcom is doing the whole body type 1 and 2 woke nonsense again. Because it's Capcom USA doing it. Because Capcom USA likes to stick their head so far up their butt, they like to smell their own farts from a different generation. But they go with the whole body type thing, and then you go, oh, I identify as male or female. And the part that baffles me the most is in a fighting game, how does the identity even matter? You know, does it just change your pronouns? Is that what it does?
Yeah.
When they're like, oh, she's a badass or he's a badass, but the whole thing still stays the same. Like, that's not the. Why don't you just put it on the fucking thing? The bodies.
Yeah.
You know, the genders. You know, yeah, I'm spicy ranting most of these times now, man. We're gonna get banned before we get monetized. But it's dumb because the whole identify as part doesn't even matter to your whole character. Like it has no effect at all. And it is the most ridiculous crap.
Fuck you, everybody's stick figures now. Yeah.
Yep, everyone's stick figures now. Like, watch what happens. Like, honestly, it's gotten to a point where character creator was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay? We should stop with the character creator nonsense because eventually people are going to just want character creator as the thing that represents themselves in other games and crossovers and stuff like that. They're going to be like Marvel vs. Capcom, character creator in Street Fighter 6 versus character creator in whatever, you know? And it's stupid. And the people that you're appealing to don't buy your games. They don't play your games. They don't like your games. They want them all changed to appeal to them. So that way, there's one person somewhere that doesn't feel ashamed anymore to play a game, and somehow you feel good about it. But you don't, because you always feel hollow inside, because nothing you ever done in your entire life mattered because you are not that interesting. Knock it off.
Well, I think one thing you're right about, though, is that they do really generic, ugly-looking characters is because it's just easier to flip a switch saying male and female.
Yeah.
Because it's like masculine traits, semi-masculine traits, but everything else works on the same body type. So it's like, there, fuck it. You just change the type from type A, type B. Everybody looks the same. There, you have your cake, and, you know... You just flip a switch, and then everybody like, oh, yeah, we're happy now. Good. You just get a stupid little title saying A or B, and everybody looks ugly and generic.
Yep. You all look like punch mud.
Because it's easy as fuck to do, and yeah, I think designers are just getting lazier and lazier because it's like...
I don't even think it's lazier. I think they're just getting exhausted from getting lambasted all the time.
Yeah.
But like, there's people who use the wrong shade because they decided to use a darker lighting for the rest of the character, like the wrong shade of skin color on a character that's obscure anyway, and then the whole internet decides to lambast them until they literally quit Twitter. They're like, they're done. They don't want to mess with this. They'd rather go to like DeviantArt or find another way to like start from scratch because they don't want to deal with the chaos. Because a lot of these people, a lot of these artists just want to be like acknowledged and stuff. Because a lot of artists just are neglected and underappreciated.
Yeah.
Especially like in cultures that do have like that loud over the top artists out there, like, oh yeah, you know, so and so does all these animations and artwork for mangas and stuff like that, or this, and you know, they do all this crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have these other guys that are just technical nobodies that aren't really being seen, but their art's good. Mm-hmm. And then they go, okay, here's my Twitter stuff. How come you use a shade that was 2 shades too white, or you whitewashing nonsense and all this, and going after them? Dude, piss off.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody decides to make my character blue-green in their fan art, I don't really singly give a shit. Because I probably look good in blue-green, not gonna lie. But if they make me white, I should have more money.
Yeah.
Like, just money present. And I would like to see me experiencing the white privilege. But yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's genuinely stupid. It has no real grounds for anything, and it serves no real point, except for some people that on the internet, on Twitter, that pat themselves on the back saying, yay, I did a good thing today, and then do literally nothing for the next 3 months with your life.
Yeah.
Just sit there being a Reddit Jenny for whatever obscure subreddit it is out there, because that's the only thing that you get any serotonin from.
Yeah.
Clean up the mess. Anyway, backing
Hill.
up,
Right.
Silent Hill 2 remake by Bloober Team. Bloober Team, the people who brought you Layers of Fear. You know what that means? It's Silent Hill, but with more hallways.
Well, we'll see how they do it. I can't remember his name. I can't remember who it was, but it still seems very promising. I'm a little skeptical at a Western team doing it, mostly because Downpour was kind of boring.
So Bloober Team is known for Layers of Fear.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. Sorry about that.
Layers of Fear.
Layers of Fear is well known as a very good narrative horror game. The thing is, the games are very linear. They don't even run the risk of dying. So it's a very narrative, you just go, right? That's it. That's all it is. They do some pretty good gotcha. They do some pretty good scenarios that do get get some people's blood running, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Which is great. I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they do that. But a lot of this stuff is linear.
Okay.
Quite literally linear.
Well, hopefully it's a port and not a full-on remake.
I think it's a full-on remake.
Well, they only show the screenshots, so I have a feeling it's probably just gonna be like, hey, look at these graphics for our remake. At least that's what I think they're gonna do.
That's basically it. You know, it's like, look at these graphics. How we improved on this.
But if they redo it to be like this narrative-focused thing, I'm like,
Yeah, I think it'll probably be more narrative because, well, look at how the remake for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Like, they had to retell the story because they had so much more story to tell people that they're just taking off on this whole new trip that has nothing to do with the original. It's a remake. Oh no, it's an entirely retelling of the story. And then you make some weird thing that specters are involving multiple timelines. Well, what kind of nonsense
so it's not
is that?
Final Fantasy. Yeah.
So it's not Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
But you're still trying to use Final Fantasy VII's story to chop it up to, 3-4 pieces and then sell it for four full games? Dude, it's been over 10 years and that game still has not gotten to its ending.
Well, at the pace that they're going, it's going to be like 6 parts. Like,
yeah. And they're gonna probably have like some filler episode or something.
Yeah,
like they're gonna introduce a new character, and people are gonna lose their goddamn minds.
Yeah,
like that's how ridiculous this is.
I'm trying to think, like, we don't go to disc 2 until what is it? I think when
it's when you're finally fleeing from Midgard.
No. Because that's where the original that's where the 7 remake ends, is when you leave Midgard, and then for the PS1 version, you don't go to disc 2 until you make it back to Niflheim, I think, your original home, and I think that's when you put in disc 2, something like that. But you got a while before disc 2.
I swore it's right. It was right after the A motorcycle race.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. No, you don't switch to disc 2 until way later on.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Am I Is this a Bearstein Bears that sort of thing going on right
think
now?
so.
Are we having a Mandela effect right now? Did we have shorter discs?
Paraka effect. Right.
Oh my god! The hell have I been doing in my life?
But if you're not looking forward to the remake, at the very least, we have Silent Hill F, which it takes place in Japan, and I'm not sure why it would keep the name, but at the same time, it's done by the guy who did Higurashi, so the writing's really solid. Higurashi's like creepy as shit, and it looks like it takes place in Japan, and Japan horror hits differently, so I'm very excited for what Silent Hill F is going to do.
From my understanding, from what people are saying about the Silent Hill, is that it's going to be basically a residual effect of what has happened in the first 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the survivors or something like that. Kind of like there's supposedly going to be some connection between that.
Okay.
Now I don't know what, but that would honestly, I'm after Downpour and Requiem, I'm open to this idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Can't get bad, can it? It could just stay as bad, but it could get better.
Well, if anything, maybe the main character will need to go back to Silent Hill and they'll go overseas, something like that.
Something to that point. Okay, right on.
So it looks good.
I don't know. I still feel like it's still a little too early. I don't have much hope of how the remake's gonna be, but it's weird that they started at 2.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, but whatever. It's not something I'm gonna. It's because Pyramid Head's in it, and it's easier to sell than Silent Hill 1 that won't have a Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that being said, we'll see what goes on. I still feel like it's still too early in development to really make a very solid foundation of an opinion.
Well, I'm just glad that Konami's
coming back to video games.
Yeah, thank God.
Right?
Please give us Metal Gear 3. Oh God, I want Metal Gear 3.
They should just port the trilogy again.
Yeah.
Just the first trilogy, just port it over. Honestly, they could just port it over as a little collection and just see how many people want it.
Yeah.
I mean, why the hell not? It's free money by that point.
I think 1 and 2 is back up.
So.
Yeah.
But, yes. Anything else? Because I am tapped out because we decided to bash Helena Taylor and Frosk for a lot.
And Capcom, right? PS5.
We're just coming in just poo-pooing on everything.
PS5 DualSense. I want one.
It's a controller.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right, anyway. No.
Anyway, we can't really stop bashing this. No, but...
It's a Pro Controller. I think it's like 200 something.
Oh, hell no.
I want it. Nope. I want it. Yes. Nope. Yes.
Nope.
I'm a sucker for expensive controllers.
Yeah, you are. So, yeah, I don't have any opinion on that other than that price is not going to make me want to buy one.
Oh, okay.
Like, honestly, I think I'm content with my Xbox One controller for the PC and then my other controllers from the systems that I do have.
Okay.
Like, that's it. I'm content. I don't need the fancy BS. DualSense. No, shut up.
But it has that resistive controller, unlike the Xbox One, which just has vibration in it. That resistive trigger is so freaking sexy. I want it. Yeah. Resistive trigger.
I need an adult. So, alright. Well, I guess that's the end. Right there. Yep. Controllers. How about them?
Shitting on Capcom, right?
We need to go back to that. I don't think we have enough time for that. I think we need to stop right now because we're going to probably need some more poo-pooing on Capcom for next week. But anyway, thank you all for coming in and listening to our huge long rants about all the people doing really stupid things in our world. Don't worry, we'll be doing stupid things too, but we're going to be doing that to entertain you all. So I would like to thank you guys for listening, and if you like our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you on the other side.